Hi Aries, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are well. I have a law of attraction and abundance reading for Sagittarius season. Just a little bit of advice on maybe a direction that you can pull forward on in order to accumulate the abundance that you are desiring. The cards that I am using is this fabulous deck by Esther and Hicks. Money and the Law of Attraction cards. I normally do like an oracle card for each seasonal reading, but I didn't with Sagittarius because I wanted to make this a thing. We've got Jupiter going into, Jupiter's gone into Sagittarius for this next year or so. What an abundant time. Like, fire seasons are generally fantastic for fire signs, Aries, and I think you will find that with Jupiter in your sister sign, it is a good time to maybe finally get the shit that you have wanted to do or get the stuff that you've wanted to achieve for some time. Like, actually go ahead and get a path to getting it done, or at least establishing how it's going to come about. Another bit of news, I've got 50% off of all readings. Just go to rubyreadstarot.com and you can book the readings there. I've put a little bit of money off of the trinkets also just because they're like really cute Christmas gifts. So I thought, why not? In this season, right? So I've pulled 3 cards. I'm just going to read them out to you and we'll discuss and we'll talk about how we can integrate these into life. Right, so let's start. My attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. So here we go. For every pleasing thing, there is an unpleasing counterpart. For within every particle of the universe that is which is wanted, as well as a lack of that which is wanted. When you focus upon an unwanted aspect of something in effort to push it away from you, it only comes closer. Because you get what you give your attention to, whether it is something that you want or not. It is up to you to focus upon and attract what is wanted. I think this really is saying that you've got to take responsibility for the thoughts that you're thinking, because ultimately it is what you're thinking that you're drawing into your experiences. And if you are to focus on the lack of, or the lack thereof, whatever it is, I think you're going to feel the lack of it more. And sometimes it is quite important to just press like an emotional reset button, especially where we stand, like be it job, relationships, whatever. It is a good idea to just give yourself an emotional break, a reset, and be like, okay, let me try this again. And more often than not, when we go into things with a new, fresh, clean perspective, we'll hit the nail on the mark. One thing about Sagittarius season is Sagittarius, he's that Archie, the equestrian, half man, half horse. He will shoot and hit the mark, but there's no way you can do that. I'm sure in the season people are a lot more directed in regards of, finances and opportunities and abundance, etc., without even Jupiter having to be in Sagittarius back home in its sign. The thing is, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing, keep growing, keep developing, keep at it, but at the same time, make sure that the story that you're telling yourself isn't one that is destructive and consuming and detrimental. What have we got here? I can always tell a different financial abundance story. I like that. What anyone else has or does not have What anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. Let me read that again. What anyone else has or does not have has nothing to do with you. How big is that statement? Like, we never really... It's obvious, it's common sense, but how often are we actually like, okay, that is somebody else's baggage, it's got nothing to do with me, I don't need to take it on. Or what they have is their own business, let me focus on what I have. The only thing that affects your experience is the way you utilize the non-physical energy with your thoughts. Non-physical energy. So knowing that something as physical as matter or as force is equally, or something that is not as apparent as like force or matter is equally as important as force, matter, etc. So give that a little bit more attention this season, I think. Make sure that what you are pouring your attention to is almost as important as the action that you're putting in towards achieving that thing. Your abundance or lack of it in your experience has nothing to do with anybody else's doing or having. Very true. Seek, responsibility for yourself. It only has to do with your perspective. It only has to do with your offering of thought. If you want your fortunes to shift, you have to be telling a different story. Aries, that's really big. Like, where are you downplaying yourself? Where are you down talking yourself? Where is it that you're cutting yourself out of opportunities? Why is it that your story is not necessarily resonating with your highest good? What is it that you can do to get yourself in that situation? And people always say meditate, and not a lot of people actually spend that bit of time investing in themselves. Spiritual work, root work, seeing a spiritual guide, a spiritual help. It is effort, and it is the effort that you put into your life that you get back. And it is great to work hard and, tug along in the directions that you want to. But unless your internal stuff is not aligned and, focused predominantly on your better good, on your best good, I think you're always going to find it a bit of a struggle. And if you are just allowing yourself a little bit of credit, just be kind to yourself and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be happy. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. And actually follow along with that and believe it and become it just by speaking it into existence. This month is so potent, and not everybody is expressing just how important, what we're thinking and what we're saying, how easy it will manifest into real life. So we've got to take a step back and take an emotional recce on what is going on with us. We need to stay as positive as humanly possible. And I'm not saying turn a blind eye to all the things that are going wrong in your life. All I'm saying is that if there are times where you are in that really frustrated, angry frame of mind, finding solutions to things is not going to be as easy as when you are just learning to separate yourself from it. My financial success does not require hard work. This takes a lot of courage. You've got to be a really tenacious, brave, headstrong mind. And Aries ruled by Mars. If anyone can do it, you guys can do it. Remain as headstrong and determined in the path of your light, more so than the path of the things that you don't want in your life. If you believe that you must work hard in order to deserve the money that comes to you, the money cannot come to you unless you do work hard. It's a big concept right there. Financial success or any kind of success does not require hard work. It does require alignment of thought. You simply cannot offer negative thought about things that you desire and then make up for it with action or hard work. You can't think you're not going to attain or achieve something and then try and go and attain and achieve it. It's got to be in your energetic path. And when I say in your energetic path, you got to believe it's yours and you deserve it and it's coming to you. When you learn to direct your own thoughts, you will discover the true leverage of energy alignment. So directing your thoughts is a massive thing this season, Aries. I think trying to remain as consistent in proactive and positive energies will really help elevate you this season. It is going to be a fantastic season for everyone and anyone, but just make sure that you're taking a bit of emotional responsibility for yourself. Be kind to yourself, Aries. Don't freak out. Don't get too hard on yourself in the way that Aries does. Take a chill pill, breathe. It'll all be okay. Do book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com, and I shall catch you guys again soon.